strong samurai who once went to a little monk, and he screamed at the monk, "Teach me about heaven and hell." And the monk looked at him and said, "A dumb, stupid excuse for a samurai like you could never learn about heaven and hell." And the samurai, enraged and infuriated, drew his sword, ready to slay the monk. And the monk whispered, "That is hell. That is hell." And the samurai, realizing that this poor monk had risked his whole life to teach him what hell was, knelt before him and graciously asked his forgiveness. And the monk whispered, "And that is heaven. To be gracious, to be forgiven, to understand that we have a huge God, that nothing can stop us from being with Him except ourselves." My brothers and sisters in Christ told His disciples, "You." He didn't point to commandments. He didn't point to the temple. He said, "You are the light of the world." You, His disciples, those who bear the name Christian, you who follow Christ, you are the light of the world. And a city set on a hill can't be hid. And the city he was speaking of wasn't anything earthly, but it's his Father's city, the heavenly Jerusalem that can never be overtaken by anything, but resides in the glory of God. And that's where He wants His disciples to go. But how do we get there? He gave us the map, and it's a very difficult map. It's easy to understand, but it's difficult to follow because it involves the cross. It involves denying the world, denying what the devil whispers into our ears, and hearing the voice of the Lord that says, "Come and follow me, enter my Father's kingdom." But before you do that, take up your cross and first follow. Really, if you think about it, before you can enter anything, there has to be a path to the door to get there. Even when you came to church this morning, you didn't wake up and show up at 5311 Mercer just by getting out of your bed. You had to get dressed. You had to get in your car. Some may have walked, but most of us drove. And many long distances. But because you kept putting your foot on the gas, and some of us put our foot too much on the gas, but because you kept turning and driving, you arrived. You took that path and you walked in the doors. This is the same way with the path that our Lord has set for us. We must not only accept the map, but we must walk along the ways of the map. Today we celebrate the fathers of what's known as the Fourth Ecumenical Council. They met at Chalcedon to discuss more and more who is Christ. And quite often, the fathers discuss what He's not. But there were some fathers that weren't true fathers, that were spreading lies, that Christ wasn't fully God and fully man. And it arose with it all those who had been dead before. So that earth, so that blood, so that flesh could have a place in the kingdom of God. This is why it's so important, not just to learn about old things. We don't kiss just commandments. We live them. But we live them because they point to the kingdom where God, who had flesh and blood, now resides. And he resides not just as the crucified Lord, but as the crucified Lord whom his Father has glorified by giving him the position of honor in that eternal kingdom. But he desires you to be there with him. He desires to share what he is by nature with us. But to do that, we must follow God. This is why Christ again boldly tells his disciples, you are the light of the world. Realize when you walk out, and even when you're inside this church, that people are watching. There's a great quote that I'm sure you've heard before. If being Christian were a sin, is there enough to prove myself guilty? If being Christian were a crime, is there enough attributes in my life that prove me a Christian so that a judge would say I'm guilty? I hope the answer is yes. But when we walk out the doors of the church, we don't carry documents and say, look what the Fourth Ecumenical Council said. We don't carry the creed tattooed on our Shadid. But people will recognize who Christians are by the way we live. God forbid we do something to push someone away from the church. But we wonder, what is the true essence of God? And that little monk taught that big samurai what it was. It's grace. It's eternal love. It's sacrificial love that doesn't care about itself, but cares about the other. We live in a world that teaches us to consume as much as you can. To get what you can, that if you don't, someone else will. And the kingdom of heaven is all about sharing. Think about it. The Son of God, he reigned with his Father before the world was even created, and could have easily been satisfied with that desire to share his Father's kingdom with those of us who aren't sons of God by nature. We don't have the DNA of Christ, but he says, here, let me give it to you. You don't have my blood. Open your mouth, and I'll give you my body and my blood, so that you can taste of immortal life. But in receiving that, we become more and more like him. But may our actions not prove us otherwise. Please, my brothers and sisters in Christ, realize every time you wake up, the big responsibility that's put on your shoulders. When you place the cross around your neck, when you make the sign of the cross, realize you, more than all this paint, more than all these mosaics, are icons of Christians. It's work. And sometimes we fall short of doing what we're supposed to do. With tears, we come to our Lord. With tears, we come to the church we repent. Knowing that our God doesn't desire our death, but that we should return and be seated at his table. May that good God, who showers, who pours out his grace and mercy upon the world, may he always strengthen us to keep walking, because the map's been given. You're on the way to pursue us towards that heavenly kingdom which he so desires to share with us. In him be